Exclusive, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is closer than you think. We got our first wind of an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake earlier this year, and information sent to Insider Gaming suggests that the game could be coming sooner than you might think. When rumours of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake began to circulate on the internet, many, including ourselves, assumed that the game would still be some years away from releasing. New details and documentation of the game sent to Insider Gaming, under the condition that this does not go public, suggest that the game is well into development and could be released much sooner than we thought. Who's to say that's Ubisoft sending it to them or a leaker, an inside source sending them information? It's probably more likely an inside source giving these guys information. You know, someone who's not meant to be doing it, they're leaking it out. Or is it Ubisoft sending this information out to Insider Gaming sort of under the books because they want some good press in this whole situation of really bad press? I don't know. I think whatever they talk about right now, they're gonna get scrutinized no matter what. It's probably better for them to stay silent. So I would assume this is probably just, as I said, somebody inside Ubisoft who is leaking this out to Insider Gaming. Insider Gaming are reporting on it, but who's to say? In fact, prior to the recent Assassin's Creed Shadows delay, which is understood to have affected the Assassin's Creed pipeline of content releases, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, codenamed Obsidian, was to be released around November 2025, which would be around the same time that the series' multiplayer offering, codenamed Invictus, is to be released. And you've probably seen my video talking about that. Doesn't sound the best. Insider Gaming understands that this is part of Ubisoft's ramp-up strategy for the Assassin's Creed series, which will be around 10 Assassin's Creed titles of various lengths and experiences released in the next 5 years. This includes Assassin's Creed codenamed Jade, a fully-fledged mobile offering with a tentative date of Q2 2025. And one thing I will just also add, codenamed Jade, Tencent are developing Assassin's Creed Jade. Tencent do have a stake within Ubisoft already. They have done for a few years now. They have just over 9% from what I've read. And I think that's why this talk is in motion with Ubisoft and Tencent. They already have a stake in the company. They have they have things that is riding on for them. They want the company to do well. So it makes sense for them to buy out Ubisoft, I suppose, and take control. Unfortunately, though, the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows delay, which Mark said to staff in an internal email will also impact the rest of the Assassin's Creed roadmap, may have skewed these dates a little. That being said, to some, the Black Flag Remake is probably coming a few years later than us may have expected. Gameplay sent to Insider Gaming of the Black Flag Remake under the condition that it does not go public shows Edward Kenway sailing a ship on the upgraded Anvil engine. So it's real. That shit's crazy, bro. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake potentially coming at the end of 2025, according to this Inside Gamer leak, again by a prolific leaker, Tom Henderson. Now, I think with the delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't think there's any way that's coming at the end of 2025. If anything, I think that's going to get pushed into 2026, maybe early 2026. But I just don't think they're going to release two major Assassin's Creed games in the same year. I don't think it makes sense marketing-wise, financially. You know, you might think, oh, two good big Assassin's Creed games at the same time, they're going to make double the money. But that might not be the case, because if somebody's already occupied paying one Assassin's Creed game, well, some people might, but is everyone going to then think, oh, okay, I'm going to buy the next one and play that when they're already playing the other one? They're going to be like, no, I'm halfway through Shadows right now, so I'm going to keep playing that and I'll buy, Black Flag Remake next year. In general, if your game doesn't perform really well on initial sales, pre-orders, stuff like that, then investors aren't happy. A company like Tencent aren't going to be happy. And your overall performance is going to be low. You're going to lose more. Your stocks are going to go down, that sort of thing. So financially for a company, business-wise, it makes sense to have one major release one year, the next, give some breathing room and release the next major game the next year or, into that next financial year. Yeah, I don't think the Black Flag Remake is going to come at the end of 2025. That being said, the fact that it's already in a playable state and is set to release so soon, that's crazy to me. I thought we were going to get a Black Flag Remake, 2028, 2029, pushing maybe even 2030. So the fact that it's this closer than most of us thought, it's pretty insane. And look, a lot can be said about the Black Flag Remake. We've seen nothing, so all we can do is speculate. Again, I always talk about it like this, but I think it's because it's important. Video games are art at the end of the day. And yes, they're entertainment, but entertainment is a form of art. And when something gets made purely for money and not really because, look, we've got a passion to do it. That art can oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes suffer. And I think, I worry for the Black Flag remake that, could it suffer? Could it be, a bad game? Could it be lacking all of the charm that the original Black Flag had, just for the fact that they make the world way bigger, they fill it with loads of side quests, they fill it with loads of microtransactions. Because that's why they're buying the game. That's why they're making the game. They're doing it to make as much money as possible. If they weren't going to do that, then they wouldn't remake the game. I don't think the game needs a remake. It's not that old. I mean, it's like, 10 years old, 11 years old. But on the grand scheme of things when it comes to video games, it's not old enough to warrant a remake, I don't think. A remaster, yeah. But a remake? I don't know. Unless you're talking about pure financial gains, then no. But again, Ubisoft, with the stakeholder of Tencent, they're all about financial gains, and that's why they're doing it. So I wonder if there will be a lack of heart, soul, substance in the Black Flag remake. All we can do is wait and see. I think it will look amazing, visually. I think the upgraded engine will do, ship sailing wonders. I mean, we did just get Skull and Bones, and that does not do ship sailing any justice. I'm still shocked that the same company that released Black Flag, Rogue, even Odyssey and Origins with good naval combat, even go back to AC3 with good naval combat, 13 years ago. It's insane how they released Skull and Bones, which just... it's like I don't even know what to say. It's just a system that is just lacking everything good about the naval combat in games they'd already made. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to take a breather and read the chat. I do have more to say about it, but I need a breather. God, talking without editing because we're live, it's takes a toll on the soul. Nah, it doesn't. Willis says, if they butcher the cutscenes, I'll riot. It's such an emotional roller coaster in the second half of the game. That's the thing, Can you imagine good mocap that Black Flag had with Edward, Adewale, any character? Good mocap good acting leads into good mocap, and good mocap in cutscenes feels relatable, feels real, more realistic, more immersive to the person viewing the cutscenes. And the way I think Black Flag is written, it definitely calls for that type of acting. Think about the end of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm not going to say what the ending is because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it. Let's just say someone has arrived to meet Edward that he has not met before, and he's very anxious, excited, intrigued to meet this person, and a lot of things have happened, and it culminates into this moment of self-reflection for the player and the characters, as well as progression, as well as looking forward to who this character of Edward has become. Imagine that, but with the really stiff, Star Wars Outlaws animations, for example. Edward's walking down the plank, he's going like this, he turns to the person, he goes, and his mouth starts moving like this. Oh yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, bro, that's gonna be, again, you're gonna see that sort of lack of hearts that the original had. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I hope for the best. Do I expect the best? No, I pretty much expect the very worst. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.